Okay. Everyone present in the room. Good afternoon. I am Steve Cambron with the Division of Substance Use Disorder. My colleague Sarah is off camera, virtual, and she's going to add a few comments after I go through some points here. I'm with, and Sarah is with, we are, I guess we're co-project directors would be the best way to put it, of the Kentucky Purple Star program, and we give frequent updates here, so you've probably all at some point seen a little bit about the program. We're very grateful for our partnership with Kiprick and the larger K-SPAN family to be able to present this. And actually, as a result of these meetings, we've developed some pretty significant partnerships, and we've gotten folks on board with the program, and it's helped to spread the word. So I do appreciate the opportunity to come and talk to you. Just very briefly, the Purple Star program is a school-based program that seeks to instill a sense of connection and build resiliency for military-connected youth, because they face a lot of challenges with deployments and frequent changes of schools. And if you've been to any of these past presentations, you know we've talked about what the data says, and that those military-connected youth, despite the fact being very resilient, face some significant challenges that their civilian peers don't, and consequently, they have higher rates of behavioral health issues and some substance use issues. So the whole point of this program is try to build that resiliency. You know, and it's interesting. I just came out of another meeting across town where a consultant was more substance use disorder oriented, and you know, we in our work and in the public health work, we all talk about risk factors and protective factors. And this consultant said, you know, of all the, and I've seen research to this effect before, but having it vocalized again drove it home more, was that of all the protective factors out there, the single most significant one for youth is to have in their life a trusted adult that they feel that they can communicate to, and that person can support them. And the light bulb went off for me, because one of the cornerstones of our program is to provide that person in the school for that military youth. Very often they're called the Purple Star Liaison. They are there. A lot of them have a military background or a military affiliation, so they have an understanding. If they're not, they take a military training that sensitizes them to those issues, kind of an awareness thing about those protective factors. So I thought that was interesting, and we're just going to take a look now at some of the updates since I think we were here in August, right? So July, one of those hot, sultry summer months. So since then, since July, we do a fall and a spring cohort. So we accept applications twice a year, September 15th and February 15th. So we just finished our fall cohort, and we were blown away. Do people still say that? Yeah, you know, that 29 schools, we had 29 schools designated. It's the largest amount of schools we've ever had apply. And fortunately, all of those schools were accepted. We had to work with some of them on their applications. There were some issues. And so that then increases the total number of schools throughout Kentucky. We're going to see a map in just a minute, to now 72 Purple Star schools. And that's basically in the span of just 2 years. So we are growing, and we expect to grow more when we come back. Whenever the next meeting is, we'll update you on what's going on in the spring. We also, since the last meeting, launched a program. I wouldn't call it a program, but it's called the Purple Star Advocates Award. And this actually originated at one of the meetings we were at, because I had people come up to me and say, can we get involved in this program? But they weren't schools. And so I didn't know we didn't know what to do with that, honestly, because it's a school-based program. So we took it to our advisory board and we thought about it, and we said, well, if people want to get involved, let's have a separate kind of distinction, a separate honor, and that will be a Purple Star Advocate Award. And so for those advocates, basically, they can offer either, if you are in an area where you have a Purple Star school, you could offer material support, financial support, some kind of logistics support to a Purple Star school to help them they might do a military friendly event, help with that. Or you could help the state program spread the word, market the Purple Star program. So it's the whole thing is designated to cast a larger umbrella and also to create a support system for these schools. Now, the program itself doesn't the Purple Star program doesn't necessarily cost the schools any money, but sometimes they might need some help organizing an event. They might need somebody to pay for a breakfast if they're inviting veterans, or just things like that. So this has been approved by our advisory board, so we're going to start putting it out. We've got an application. That application will be on our website pretty soon. And if you want any further information on that, my email will be here, and you can talk to me or contact Sarah, my the co-director. We just recently had a meeting. In fact, it was last week with the Global Game Changers. This is a group headed by Heather Henry French, who does a lot of work with the military, and she was very interested in our Purple Star program and wanted to partner with us because they have some educational material that she thought would be useful for our target audience. And they're actually going to develop some of their educational material specifically to Purple Star schools. So that's just hot off the press. We're in the process of really seeing what that's going to look like moving down the road. So stay tuned. We have a military youth t-shirt contest. Every year we do an art contest, and I believe there's some pictures of last year's. But this year what we wanted to do is give youth a say in what our Purple Star t-shirt looks like. We designed one at the outset of the program before we even had any Purple Star schools. So we didn't really get that kind of youth involvement that we wanted. So this year we're gonna have youth will submit designs. They could be words, they could be graphics, they could be a picture, basically anything that we can put that will fit on a t-shirt. And then we'll have some judges looking at that. And those t-shirts will be available in the schools, will be available to sell. And we figured it was a great way to give our military connected youth a voice. So, and then that way their art will stay with them instead of just having a picture that maybe gets put up in one school. This could potentially be all over the state. I already mentioned our spring applications. So those are due February 15th. And then we have our second annual, because it just started last year, our Purple Star Conference USA. And so this is initially a partnership that Kentucky launched with the founders of the Purple Star program in Ohio. We got with them and they said, hey, y'all ever thought about doing a national conference? And they said, well, we'd love to do that. We just don't have enough hands on deck. And so we said, well, let's do it. So we convened a national planning committee, and the last time I checked, we had about 270 people registered, which is about twice as many as we had last year. And there'll be some information here on that. And that will be held, yes.
I just want to mention, if you do look in the agenda, the links are there to register for the national conference, and also a link there for the agenda for the conference.
Thank you, Steve. Yes, so it's there, or you can email Sarah Jemison or me, and that information will be here. But that conference is free, it's virtual, and it will take place in 2 days on October 26th at 10 a.m. Eastern time and go till 4 o'clock Eastern time. And that will basically, it's a conference that comprises Purple Star liaisons, the folks on the ground in the schools doing the program with youth. They're going to be talking about some of their successes, what's going on in their schools. We have a fellow that's actually presenting in Ohio about their college. They've launched a college Purple Star. So lots of different takes on this, and a strong emphasis on behavioral health for these military connected youth. So let's look at this. So this was the map the last time we saw it. So those purple counties that like are blocked out purple, those are our 2 all purple counties. Yay, we got Monroe County and Christian County. All the schools are Purple Star. So my goal is, I don't know if I'm going to make it, but I'd like to have this whole map purple, right? But we'll see. So the other stars either indicate that there's either 1 or more schools in that county, but it's not an all purple county just yet. So that's what it looked like before the fall. Now let's look at those little stars popping up all over the state. Yeah, there you go. We got them all out. And so we're starting to get into Eastern Kentucky and Pike County, first school there. Up in Greenup, first school there. Breckenridge, Union, those are all, most of those stars that just popped up are new to the county. I will say that Hardin County is well on its way to becoming an all-purpose school. They've got about half their schools on board. So we'll see what happens, in the next round. So here's our Purple Star Conference USA. That's just a lead in to this other piece here. That is the First Lady. So she's going to give opening comments to our folks via video. We shot for the moon, and guess what? We got there. So she totally embraces this mission, and so she's very happy to do the video opening. So you will see her video if you join the conference on Thursday. And then just looking at some preliminary evaluation results, because we are trying to measure things. We're trying to measure how the program is being implemented in the schools, if the schools are finding any specific challenges to it, or what the liaison folks are doing. So that the little pie chart over there is basically this. Yes, question? Oh, really? Oh, did I not share? I'm sorry.
No, that's okay.
Sorry, folks. Oh, I forgot to share. My goodness.
There we go.
All of these presentations are being recorded, and we will be sure to share the full presentations with everyone that registered on Zoom, as well as those that are here in person.
Okay, virtual audience, sorry about that. Oversight on my part. So the pie chart there, basically, we're asking these Purple Star liaisons, the folks in the school doing the work with the kids, how challenging has it been to maintain the Purple Star program at your school? And nobody said it was really hard. Very easy, 40%, easy, 60%. We're trying to make this easy. We're trying to make this program exciting and flexible for the school to adapt to. There are some obvious core components, but so far, because we realize schools and teachers have tremendous amounts of stuff already on their plate, so we're not trying to add to that. So from that perspective, it's going well in the implementation realm. And then in this survey that we have, an annual survey with our liaisons, we ask them what kinds of activities or things they're doing with these military connected youth. And the ones, one that the top one really encouraged me, and if you can't read that, is 50% of those liaisons said they aided an individual student, okay? And that's really what that liaison is there for. A large number of them communicated general resource information to families, that's military connected families, 75%. And because this program, unlike other programs across the USA, originated in my department, which in my branch was the branch for substance use disorder prevention and promotion. We do have a substance use prevention component in there. And so there 25% of these liaisons actually said they address the student substance use or other behavioral health challenge. So that's encouraging, because what our vision for this is, this data, even though it's small, right? Because there were only about 40 some odd schools when we did this, and only about half of the liaisons turned their data in on time to get this in here. But it's a step in the right direction. A lot of 25% provided education related to military families, school and communities. Most everybody has organized a school-based military-friendly event, and just different other things, organized a school-based military display, worked with schools, U.S. Army Reserve Officer Training Corps. So all of these activities are good, and it tells us that, you know, we haven't reached critical mass yet, because we don't have enough schools on board. But when we do, what we hope to have happen when we do our school survey, which is on hold right now, is to look at our substance use indicators and compare what's happening with these military youth in these Purple Star schools compared to the military youth not in the Purple Star schools, and to see if we notice a difference. In other words, if we're having an impact, if there is, let's say, less substance use and maybe less behavioral health issues in these Purple Star schools. We don't know that yet, because we haven't been able to do the survey. I think that's about all. This thing is frozen, so I can't really move it. Sarah, did you have anything you wanted to share? If so, come off mic. Get on mic.
Thanks, Steve. I just really appreciate the opportunity to.
Oh,
Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can't hear you, unfortunately. Can we get more volume? Hold on.
Yeah, like the population of the schools, are you counting that too? To see how many, what the numbers are?
Yes. So one thing do we have more volume? No, I'm sorry, we can't. So we can't. Sarah, you can put something in the chat perhaps. We just don't have the volume here. One thing I do want to be clear about on this population, that when I'm talking about military connected youth, we define that as not only kids with a parent in active service. It could be a veteran, it could be someone in their family, it could be someone close to them, like a brother or whatever. We do not have data from the Department of Defense schools. So in other words, Fort Knox and Fort Campbell are not included here, because we can't get on base. We don't do the survey in those schools. They have their own survey. Overall, though, if you look at that indicator as I described it, expressing a military affiliation, about 40, so we do this survey in grades 6, 8, 10th, and 12th. So it's just in those grades only, about 40,000 of those kids out of about 120 or 30 did report a military connection. So we do have that data. I didn't include, we have it mapped in terms of geo-mapped in terms of concentrations, where they are in the states, predictably, a lot around Christian County down in Fort Campbell, a lot up in Hardin, but you'd be surprised, there's heavy concentrations in the eastern part of the state. This also includes, by the way, Army Reserves and Kentucky National Guards as well. We do have a very close working relationship with the Kentucky National Guard.
And two different populations, the one that you're serving directly, but also just the whole school. In my mind, I see benefits to this program to the general population in the school. So, and then the other thing, if you get a full Purple County, smaller counties are gonna get there.
Right.
Some counties, we have, we got a lot in Madison County. We got a lot of schools, and there's three different districts and some things like that.
And what county are you in, sir?
Madison.
Okay, we do have 2 Purple Star schools in Madison High School. They're close to campus. Last year they joined, and there was another one this year. Thank you. But to your point, and I'll conclude here. There was a national evaluation done. It was a pretty intense, well put together study. And one of the things that they found, of course, was exactly what you said, that it improved the socio emotional and the learning environment, not only for the military connected youth, but for the whole student population. So there is benefit to be derived here for everyone. So yes, another question. Yes, we are. Depending on the contact, we're working with Anel Lowell, who is she's actually the prevention person there. Oh, good. I pronounced her name wrong. Lau. Okay. Actually,
Get you in contact with Child and Youth Services too, and they probably have more data and stuff like that.
yeah, we've been in Colonel Richmond is part of our advisory board as well. So thank you. Thank you for your support. All right. We good? Thank you all.